What's going on? My name is Levi, Levii, and I am a music artist from Syracuse, New York. Um, and I'm here to be interviewed. Get it going.
Shout out to you. All right,
Word.
I'm gonna start on my side. Welcome to Origin. Wait. Oh, fuck that. Yeah. Hello, misfits and nomads. Step into the spotlight, let your essence shimmer and your creativity glimpse. This podcast is a canvas for your brilliance, a stage for your unique talent to dance and dazzle. Embrace the rhythm of your artistry, the melody of your voice, and the power of your story. As we dive into the depth of your passion. Let the world feel the pulse of your creativity, the fire of your spirit, and the magic of your craft. This is your time to shine, your moment to inspire. So unleash your talent, showcase your gift, and let your light illuminate the way. Welcome to a podcast where dreams take flight, talent find their wings, and greatness know no bounds. You're ready to captivate, inspire, and leave a legacy that resonates through the ages. Go ahead. Shout out to you. And tell us a
Salute.
little bit about yourself. No, you're
Um,
welcome.
I am, like I said, I'm a music artist. I am plenty of things though. I'm from Syracuse, New York, very small city. Grew up, raised there. And just, man, been through the trials and tribulations as an artist, but also have progressed as a man, which has been amazing. As of lately, I've been working on a lot of singles projects. God, there's many different avenues that I could dive into,
And
but
that's what our podcast is here for.
yes, yes,
So So it's like we not only interviewing you, we also you can think of our platform kind of like a I'm not sure you ever watched like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
yes, I have.
So you know that library,
Yep,
yeah. So you can think of our platform is similar to that, but it holds talent. It
got
holds
you.
y'all. I'll tell your stories. I'll tell your passion, and y'all share that for people to listen to, and anybody that got talent can also be like, oh shit, this guy. I
Yeah, I
gotta,
like that.
check him out.
I
hmm
like that. I like that. Well, yeah, I mean,
Um,
yeah.
oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I'm very passionate about what it is that I do, especially when it comes to this medium of art, man.
hmm
Art is everything to me, so I care deeply about it.
And speaking of art, I see art in your background. You want to tell me about that?
As far as like my artistic wall,
Yeah.
I've done a lot of before I started doing actual music. I am a painter at heart. Like I do
Okay.
sketches, doodles, things like that. So this is this is my wall of sketches that I do. So like I'll do probably like a little quick sketch or something and slap it on my wall because I want to cover that side of the wall with like moments of
Mm.
my art. So that's what that is for me.
Okay.
You know how people have like paintings around their house. I just want this
Mm.
wall to be dedicated to a lot of the art that I do throughout the day or throughout the year.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
And are you still building upon this?
yeah.
Mm.
Honestly, it's kind of big. I
Mm.
think I could just like turn the camera a little bit, but it's pretty big.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
And do you have a goal for this?
No,
Like, okay.
the only goal is to fill up the wall.
Okay.
Any kind of art that I do, it could be like a little quick sketch, or it might be a poem or something. It goes right up on the wall. It reminds me
Okay.
that it reminds me that art is a forever thing for me.
Shout
So
out to that.
word.
And you were telling us a bit about you being a painter. Can we hear a
Yep.
little bit more about that?
I went to college for painting. I've been in various art competitions. Like I've been painting for majority of my life. It's been very therapeutic. I never understood why I like painting until I went to therapy. But painting is my way of expressing in a visual sense.
And you've been painting for how long?
Since I was like 9. So
Okay.
yeah, for some years.
Okay.
As long as I can remember, honestly.
Okay. And is this for yourself or you do some commission work or
It's truly
freelance?
It's truly for myself.
No.
I've learned that I don't really like making money off of my paintings or any like real visual art that I do, just because I feel that once you put a price on something, it devalues the
Mm,
artistic. It devalues the art.
that's interesting. That's an interesting perspective, and I can see that.
Yeah.
So, so how you go about it then? Is this something that you willing to showcase to, your audience?
Yeah. So what I've been doing lately is I'll go live, and just paint. I'll play some music, paint, talk to my people, talk to my roses, and just, you know, show them that every painting isn't going to be perfect. I'm not expecting anything when it comes to my paintings. I'm not expecting it to be, so immaculate. It's more
Mm,
so I'm throwing something on the canvas and just kind of going for it and enjoying the
mm,
process. And I get a lot of times, oh well, can you paint this for me? Can you paint that for me? Like it truly depends on how I feel, because
mm.
it's a gift, but it also can be misused, and I don't want to misuse my art.
No. So your art for you is like a journey.
It's a release. It's me acknowledging that it's a gift and giving back
Hmm.
to the universe.
No, I'm saying
So,
as far as like how you was talk about going about it.
oh yeah,
Like
it's
you
a
like
journey.
free spirit.
Yeah,
You
it's a
like
journey,
freestyle.
man.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't really go in with too much of a plan. It's more so whatever is happening at the moment, I'm just going with it. Cuz
No.
once something is planned and something goes wrong, then I'm gonna continuously think about the moment that everything went wrong instead of just
Mm,
letting it flow.
okay. And do you have a piece that you done that was like outstanding to you, or like, oh shit, I did that?
It might have been my Pharrell piece.
Mm,
It wasn't super realistic. It was just kind of this. I tied it in with like a 1980s feel. No, I'm lying. 1960s feel of style,
okay.
and I just kind of meshed some things together, and it just came out so so weird to me, but it was fly. Like, oh,
Mm,
this is tough. But that painting is hanging up in my room. I have a whole
mm,
wall of paintings.
mm. Okay. That's what's up. That's dope to hear.
Appreciate it.
And so you're a painter, artist. Um. Uh. And what was your other skill sets? I know you play the instrument.
Yeah, I play a bit piano, some bass. I tattoo. Uh,
You tattoo as well.
yeah, I tattoo as well. What else? There's nothing that I can't do, bro. I can't even lie.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
if I see it, I can do it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to collect to see what I want to break up for the discussion.
Yeah,
So now
like
that I know that you tattoo, uh, so you do that like full time?
nah, it's another one of those things. Like
Okay.
it's it's a gift that I give only
Mm,
when I want to give it. Like,
okay.
like I'll if I want to tattoo, I'm gonna tattoo myself up. Like I don't. That's what I want to do. If I
Okay.
don't want to do
Like,
it, I'm not doing it.
oh, so have you tattooed anybody else?
Yeah, I tattoo my homegirl in the next room.
Mm,
Tattoo my sister, my brother. I tattoo a couple people.
no.
Yeah.
And what inspired you to get into tattoo?
Um,
Especially with like other people. I know some people might look at it, that's a lot of responsibility.
it was seeing my art on other people. It's
Mm,
it's uh it's permanent. It's not temporary. So a painting can be temporary. It can be permanent, but you can lose a painting and then it's gone forever. But a tattoo you
mm,
have to live with. And seeing somebody with that is like, oh, you truly trust me enough to put some ink on
mm,
you and my art. Oh yeah, that's such a it's such a compliment to my art and how I,
mm.
express myself. So if somebody is willing to be like, yo, I want you to tattoo me because they enjoy what I do and they appreciate it, then I'm all for it.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the work that you've done, uh, how do you look at it? Like from a someone that do it for like a job, they might look at it as it like, it just work. But, how you look, upon your work on that you've done on other people.
I look at it in a sense of, you know, that's it's I try my best to separate it because like separate it from work and play. Um I keep it I keep it fun. Work can be very when it starts to feel like work, I'm not having fun anymore. So I
Mm,
try my best to keep it like, nah, I really love doing this. So like you throw me any kind of price, I mean, I'm not really tripping about the money.
mm,
It's just about doing the art. Like that's really what I care about. I want it to be good and be great in a sense. But nah,
mm.
I don't look at it as work. I just look at it as another painting or another song. Like it's just art,
No.
man. Art is free.
Okay. And do you have I won't necessarily say favorite piece that you've done that's on somebody, but do you?
Um, my favorite piece would be, I think it'd be the one that I did on myself. Just because it's a tattoo that I always wanted, and I never really knew. Like for a long time, I'm like, I gotta get this tatted because it's a big part of my life. And if I
Mm,
don't, it's gonna feel like a piece is missing. And it's so simple, but it's also like it stands out to me the most.
mm.
It's my Andy tattoo. It's my Andy tattoo from Toy Story, and
Okay. What,
that's
the
like,
foot or?
yeah, like the tattoo that they
Mm,
had, like the little writing that they have on the bottom of the foot.
mm,
Every time I look at it, it reminds me to always keep having fun, and there will always be a challenge, but you know, keep that kid alive.
okay. That's what's up, man. I think that is definitely a good message on the spread. Especially like looking at the younger generations, they are already becoming like basically the most serious version of the boss baby.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
just remember to have fun and
Mm,
remember to be a kid, because if you don't, you're gonna lose that spark in you, and
mm.
you'll start looking at the world like it's black and white. Well, really, the world is full of color. It just depends on how you look at it.
I agree, and this is why we made a platform for y'all. We realized that, especially where our main like entertainment.
Yeah,
Uh, they don't do enough to bring color into this boring life that we live in right now, especially
absolutely.
for the kids.
Right.
So that's why I like to showcase y'all and having your story like told. Because you don't know what will inspire someone, and
Right.
a lot of people might be overthinking. For example, they're like, "Damn, I gotta really, be this type of person if I want to be an artist." And then I showcase some artists that be like, "Yo, what inspired you to make this song?" Man, I was just trying. I was just in my feels that day. Something as simple as that.
Yeah, you never really know like who's watching, who's listening, and who you're inspiring or influencing. So for me, it's always just to stay as genuine and as close to me and my inner child as possible, because a lot of things have become so serious, and it has been hindering the growth of a lot of real artists that are coming up.
Yeah,
Like there's some younger artists that are better than me, and I can learn from them. But there's also the older artists who don't really understand that change is okay. Like
yeah.
that comes with being a creative. That comes with being you and being in touch with your inner child. You know.
And I agree. And I think it's also, y'all, something with the older generation, not to say this to be harsh, but y'all at the age right now, it's like y'all don't set the standards no more.
Right.
Not necessarily, but like,
No, 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 no. That's a fact though.
yeah,
That's a fact.
yeah. Like you no longer set the standard, and the standards that that y'all mad about that we don't have, y'all didn't set there in the first place. So it's like even when
Right.
we looking at the so-called leaders that y'all pushing upheld, right now they crumble, or come to find out they not leaders.
Right.
It does a lot of facade being unrevealed, and you know we're we should be more welcoming and embracing it, because at the end of the day, it's like they basically are our kids of the younger generation, and they're
Right.
going to be creating their own communities, their own tribes someday. So this is in our best effort to, like, hey, believe in yourself. Even if we don't see eye to eye, I'm not going to tell you how you should be getting the bag.
Right.
No, whatever that means for you, however you like to go about it, shit, I embrace that as long as it's not hurting nobody.
Yeah, as
Shit.
long as you not hurting nobody or putting nobody in real risk, embrace the people that's coming up, because without them, music stops. It stops evolving. It stops becoming what it's supposed to be. So we have eras where music is just kind of weird, and we not really looking at it like, oh, that's not gonna
Yeah,
last long. But that's also what happened with us. That's also what happened with the older generation, or the older generation. It's just about evolving and accepting change. So everything is not gonna play out like we want it to, but it's gonna play out like we need it to.
I
So
agree.
so right now the state of music is kind of dangerous, but at the same time there's so much light and darkness without people knowing. Like there can be awareness to things happening, and there's so many things, like so many things. But
No, I agree with you.
yeah, it's
And
just
be having
embracing
a,
that.
oh, my bad, go.
No, you good. It's just
Hmm.
embracing everything that's happening.
No, I agree. And right now we in a battle. Like, I'm not sure if people are starting to realize this or take notes, but at least everybody that I've come across, when they talk about listening to music or where they go to listen to music, I never hear the radio station.
Right.
I never hear anybody say, "Oh, I heard this song from the radio station." That's where I got the song. That's it too. So, we in a whole new era where, like, no longer people is relying on the radio station to go to the find artists to listen to music really. Um, Now they on platforms such as Spotify, YouTube. That's a whole new wave. So you are right. We in a whole new era now,
But
and it's going to change from there.
I truly understand why people don't listen to the radio,
Oh
because
yeah.
the radio is only gonna play what's hype right now, when it wasn't like that before.
Mm,
There was a time where radio would play the things that are actually good and not so detrimental to the environment. So when you go to these streaming platforms, you can control what you listen to. Nowadays, I'm listening to the radio. I'm like, bro, this is not even.
no,
I don't even know how this helping us for real.
I agree. I
Because
agree.
words is spells, and I don't want to keep listening to stuff that's like putting that type of energy in the universe. That's messing up my equilibrium. Like, I'm getting
Mm,
tore up from that.
no, I agree. And they got a whole responsibility, especially
Right.
they the same ones going to tell us, like, oh, there's no talent. This is the best we can find. I'm
Like,
like, really?
ain't
This
no
is the
way.
best?
Ain't no way. Ain't no
Shit.
way. Ain't no way.
So
Ain't
even
no
when
way.
I see them be holding, like, certain artists to a high standard, I'm like, yo, I can find a better artist than that. Shit, that make me. I don't even make music, but that make me confident that I could give that person a run for their money.
Right.
Making a good song or not.
It's sad because it shouldn't even be like that. Like, it
Hmm.
shouldn't even be like that. The problem is, everything is just so, the way that everything is so marketed now to be in front of us, it puts us in a state of like, this is the best that we
Oh,
got.
and another thing I appreciate about people that freestyle, y'all don't stay to the tradition. Not in the sense like y'all don't respect the tradition of it, but y'all willing to free flow and find your own roots. You know, so for example, the reason why music is right how it is right now, they staying on certain trends that work.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do that, they're basically staying with the tradition, like, oh, because we play this piano and this certain beat or this certain sound or whatever, this typically works. This typically, express hyping up music with these thing drums or these bass kicking in and everything. Yeah, we just gonna stick with that. Fuck kind of change it up and everything. No, no, no. We're just gonna put that same type of bass kick on this song. and
Right.
we're gonna keep running with it. So I
And where
appreciate.
that, like where that put
Mm,
us, we just stay in that loop. Like
mm,
I'm really big on trying something new. If I can't try nothing new, or I feel like myself, like if I feel like I'm not really trying anything new with myself, I'm gonna take a step back and just be like, nah, I'm not even about to try this, because if I do, I'm gonna end up making the same thing over and over and over again, and
mm,
that's not healthy for me. If I'm trying to grow as an artist, which is what art is all about, it's about growing,
mm.
then I gotta try something new, not for the people, but for myself.
So how you go about challenging yourself?
To be honest, I listen to a lot of different music. Um, instead of just staying in hip hop, I'll go to country, or I'll take a
Mm,
pivot to like electronic, EDM, or I'll go, or my biggest one that I really listen to is it's orchestras, just because they have so many different sounds and it's so big. It's
mm.
like, oh, okay, well, if they can do that, then I can do it. Like
Okay.
I don't have to just listen to hip hop and be like, this is my lane, I'm just staying it. Nah, like
Mm,
if it's music, music is a forever growing thing, and I'm a forever growing being, then I can do other things in music. Like, yeah, my voice sounds good for hip hop. Bet. I'm gonna thrive in
mm-hmm.
that. But let me try R&B. Let me actually try EDM. Let me try funk. Like, let me try these things. So that's how I do it. And also just listening to other artists. Like, I can't sit and listen to myself all day, because I'll just
Mm,
keep making the same thing. So a big testament, like right now, I'm listening to Victoria Monet's Jaguar 2. Album is immaculate. Like, and RZA's new album with a symphony, and I think it's Christopher Baker, is called Ballet Through Mud, and it's just an orchestra and him on beat. Like, it's that's how I that's how I navigate that in trying to expand how I make my music, because music comes from influence.
that's what's up.
Yeah,
And okay, so you listen to different genre of music.
I have
Uh,
to.
and I'm curious how you feel about artificial music,
What do you mean?
like AI.
Um, it's it's weird, but it also takes the it takes the
Mm,
authenticity from the actual artist, but I understand why people do it.
no,
Like, it's weird to accept, but it's one of those things that you really can't stop, because if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Like, that's just how that go.
how you see it? Do you think it's like something that stands on its own, like it could be one day replace the music industry, or do you see it as a tool?
I see it as a tool, because imagine if, right, and this is like, this is, hey, stop tearing up my stuff, please and thank you. But it's one of those things where I believe it could stand alone,
Mm,
because there may be people who actually be like, you know something, there may be people that be like, I can't get this feature from somebody, so let me just use AI. Or years down the line, like Charlie Wilson voice go out, but they still got
mm,
like little clips of Charlie Wilson, and they could use it in AI, and he could still, and
mm.
that's a way for him to still make money. Like, that's how I see it going.
Or I was also thinking this too. I was like, for producers, why can they use this like a promo tape? Like, why can
Yeah,
a producer want to reach out to you like, yo, I think you sound fire on this song. So they had an AI version of you to do the demo version. Like, hey, I think this, what you would think? Like, how will you feel about that?
I would be thrown off, because it's like, yo, it's like, yo, you can just hit me, like you can just hit
No,
me
no,
with like,
that's what they do. They show you as like a promo. Like, hey,
oh,
I built it. Yeah.
then that's different. For me, it'll be like, all right, okay, cool. So you're using my voice for this. and you
Mm.
showing me. If I think it's dope, then I'm gonna be like, all right, bet, go for it. If I
No,
get
like
paid,
like
cool.
they like the producers like bringing it to you as like a prototype. Like, hey, I really want you on this song. This is what I think you would sound like. Let me know, if this, pique your interest, and then we can like actually make this song. You see what I'm saying?
You know something? That's not honestly that's not bad. They're giving me a demo of how I might sound on
Hmm.
it. You know what I mean? Like it's not as bad. Like you giving me an option. This is
It's
how I
basically
think
like
it.
a producer resume.
Yeah, like you giving me a quick look into how it may go. Like don't get me
Hmm.
wrong, I might switch it up just because you can't copy
Hmm.
this. But I don't know. That seemed kind of fly to me. Cause
Okay.
you giving me a preview, like you giving me a strict preview. Say if I didn't want to do the song and I feel like
Hmm.
I wasn't gonna sound good on it, but you make me sound good on it, bet,
Hmm.
like go
Okay.
for it.
Okay. I can respect that. Okay.
It's still
Um,
art. It's still art at the end of the day, even if it's technology. Like technology is art, so
that's fair.
everything is based on art. So that's just how I go.
That's fair. Uh, and would you collaborate with somebody that use AI?
For sure,
Okay.
for sure. Just because that's something I never done before.
Okay.
Like I ain't never did no song with somebody who used AI. Bet let's try it out, see how it go. Man
Okay.
against the machine. Let's see who come out swinging.
Now that you said it, like, why when they do create like an AI version of you to battle yourself?
Right, that'd be fly. Cause I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna come out swinging.
That would be dope. That would be
And
a
I'm saying,
entertaining.
like you see how
Yeah.
it's all entertainment at the end of the day. Like,
Mm.
okay, well, bet I'm gonna go up against me, but it's AI. Can my AI spit better than me?
Mm.
We gonna see.
No, I agree. And even with like two things I want to bring up because you brought up a good point. One, bring back to the earlier conversation. Like this is good. When you was talking about that, you want to embracing other genre of music. Uh, and you said something new, right?
Yeah.
And that just had me thinking. I'm like, damn, people really forgotten, that one, our people really, especially within our community, our people really was the founders of a lot of genres. We participate, especially when it comes to over America, blues, rock, all that shit.
Very much so.
We forgot how much we was really involved. We wasn't just fucking in hip hop. We
Yeah.
really, had our foots in, everywhere, blues, jazz, so,
We did that ourselves though. Like
hmm
pushing ourselves into that box and limiting ourselves because that's how we marketed ourselves. Instead of
mm,
saying, nah, this ain't the only thing that we do. Like there's plenty of things that we do. But that's on
mm.
us. That part is on us. Cause we could have did a lot better in supporting the other genres that we was in. That's just honestly.
I feel you. I feel you. I will say we haven't did enough when it comes into owning our own shit.
Exactly.
And I think definitely, if we would own our own shit, we could play by our own rules.
Yeah,
Uh,
we gotta take some type of responsibility. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like at some point, we can't just keep blaming people. Like we gotta be like, all right, well, we need to get our shit together because he sound good in country. We need to support him like we've been supporting such and such in hip hop.
I
That
feel you.
way, that way
I
we
feel
can
you. But,
start being like,
but,
yeah, this our shit.
but corruption is still, stronger than that. I mean, shit. We was going, how old were you? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, I'm 28.
Oh, 27. So when we was going to school, we was
I'm
being
saying
told, what about World War Three?
right
I'm pretty sure you heard that if we go to World War Three, that's the end.
for
That
sure.
is the end because this is the first time that each party, each major nation would have had like, their own nuke. So they recommend
Hmm.
for us not to go to World War Three. And right now, we are worried about going to World War Three.
Right,
So it's like
right.
the corruption. So it's like, I agree with you. We do have to, take more responsibility. However,
We gotta take a responsibility upon what we do. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
That's what I mean.
No, no, no. I definitely feel you. And add my 2 cents. Also, at the same time, because of, we have to also acknowledge, like, how they said, like, other people's decision doesn't affect you. Well,
For sure.
that's bullshit because whoever decided to create the nuke, well, that's not only going to affect the area that
That's
it
gonna
blow in,
affect us.
that's going to affect the plants, that's going to affect the animals. So it's
Right.
like our decisions really, it's like a butterfly effect. I really believe in that. And,
Yeah.
we don't really take responsibility as a nation, as, a tribe, as a community. We don't do enough. And, bringing this back to art, for example, all the main companies, uh, businesses, corporations, they spend all their money outsourced. They don't even invest in their, local people. You know what I'm saying? So like, when it comes to, somebody that's creating their own jewelry,
Right.
most likely you're not going to get supported here because we already trained and being brainwashed to, spend our money on outsourcing, like, even our utensils. If you I'm pretty sure if you look at the back of it, it's going to be like made in
Yeah.
China.
For sure. For
So,
sure.
we don't support, nothing, especially like when it comes to like, people being independent, having their own businesses. We don't really support the locals, our
Well, you
community.
you know something that changed for me once I came
Mm,
down here to Atlanta, because
mm,
a lot of the things that I've seen are black owned, like all the way. There ain't no
okay.
middleman, no nothing. Back home, it's a little different because there's limited resources, so we have to outsource, right?
Mm,
And then once we have somebody who's there, who's doing what they need to do, it's kind of hard because there's a lack of funds to even support it.
mm.
We'll look at them like, why is this so high priced when I can get it from such and such for a low price? And we're forgetting that this is owned by somebody from like really small. Like their budget isn't the biggest, so we gotta pour into them when it comes to this budget. Like
I feel it.
if that hoodie costs $65, bro, I'm spending $65, right?
Mm,
Because that's what you price it as. I respect your business. I respect you as a person. Bet there you go. The problem we have is that costs $65. You ain't. We immediately start judging off price
no,
instead of just accepting and understanding why it's priced the way it is.
no, I
So,
agree. I agree.
yeah, so that's what I also mean as in us taking responsibility on the choices that we make,
Mm,
because it's easy to help somebody blow up if we just understand like their process is going to take some time, whereas
no, I
somebody
agree.
else who's backed by, now I mean,
Mm, I agree.
that's just how
I
they
agree
go.
on that. But here's my two cents. When it who they get these business, ideas from.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So, even when it comes to, our corporation or our local businesses, Walmart and everything, uh, as much as they do somewhat for, their community, they don't really spend or invest their money right back into the community,
Nah,
you
that's
know,
that's what
because,
I mean. That's what I mean.
mm,
As far as like as far
no,
as
I'm just
those
saying that
companies,
because if they doing that on such a like a big scale, like we see McDonald's, we see Burger King,
right?
we see all of these, around us, right? And if we see, and they got their customers, they got their fans. So if they seeing how the big ballers, like, oh, we only support people in our circle, we spend all this money on yachts and all this shit, but even the yachts that we spending on, it's not American owned.
Right.
So that money is never coming back, into the rotation, back into the communities and all that shit. If they were spending all that money, like even with like the rappers and shit, if they were spending all that money on their locals or within back in their communities and all that shit, all right, you putting money in people's pockets now. But
Right.
we're not even trained because even our leaders, they're not doing that. Even
Right.
our entertainers, they not doing it. Like nobody's showing a good, but I would say mainstream. Nobody's showing mainstream wise.
I mean, there's a couple artists that I know
Mm,
that are mainstream who actually support local local
mm,
businesses, because I've seen it happen.
mm.
Um, one person I can say for sure is Fabio Foreign. Uh,
Okay.
Fabio Foreign, when he was in town, when we was back in Syracuse, my homegirl, she has this brand called Rich Off Faith, and he bought I don't know how many hoodies from her, like just because this is what you doing, all right, bet, and got her right. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So there's artists who there's some entertainers and artists who do it, but you never really see it. It's not as marketed as it should
Mm.
be. Know what I mean? So
Yeah.
some people do it, some people
So
don't.
yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Like, so my main focus is like I hold a lot of responsibility on corporations because
Right.
this is not an individual.
For
This is a
sure.
team. This is a responsibility. You know what I'm saying?
For
And
sure.
they hold a lot of responsibility on us. They telling us what their standards are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like for you to be a doctor, they are already telling you gotta do this and that. You can't just up willy and just become a doctor on your own. No,
It's
you gotta
true.
go through their system, right?
Right.
And so seeing them in their own, like if we had to go through all these loops and jumps, let's bring it, into like music. Now I'm now we hearing that for artists to be successful, you gotta do damn near all the work, right? But when we was growing up, we was taught that the labels is our, that's where we wanted to go because
Right.
the label's gonna take care of it. The label's gonna make our dreams come into reality. They the one that can see talent, right? They the one that they know talent. So if they not doing their job, you know what I'm saying? That's where we in right now because they're not doing their job. And for the younger ones that's on their mainstream platforms, like let's even take it to the movies. We see this now. I'm seeing the same songs being used uh for soundtracks. I don't even see them exploring with no new artists. Can you
No.
recall a film that used like a song that you haven't heard but you just fucking with it?
Uh, nah. Well, no, no. A lot of indie movies, yeah, but as
Hmm.
far as like mainstream, like no, I haven't. I
Why
can't
would you
even lie.
consider Kid Cudi? I think that's the last time. No, if I'm gonna talk about mainstream film, is Black Panther because Kendrick worked on
Yep,
that.
yep.
Uh, but uh, indie ish, it was on Netflix. But Kid Cudi, I'm not sure you saw that he had his own animated movie, but
I
he did
didn't.
his
It.
his original soundtrack.
I haven't even got a chance to even watch that. I've been planning to. I just keep forgetting the name. Um,
It's pretty good. I recommend it.
for something like that, for an artist to utilize his own soundtrack, I think I think that's dope because he's expressing visually and from a sonic standpoint, like this is what I'm
Mm,
doing and this. But you don't really see it. I mean, you kind of see it, but it's really mostly indie projects. Like
mm,
I'm working with this production company that's looking for music, and I'm like behind the scenes and getting sounds together. So it's like, okay, reaching out to different artists and being like, I want you on here because you make this kind of sound. Cool. But yeah, you don't really see that. You don't see it.
mm.
You don't.
And I'm glad you brought that up. Um, I actually was enjoying this conversation, so I'm actually gonna give you another 30 minutes if you got the time.
We good. We good to
Uh,
go. We rocking and
all right,
rolling.
all right. So since you brought up collaborations, hitting the halfway mark, this is the time, to share some connections that we have that you might find interesting. Uh, we have shout out to One Nation. They create their own manga slash comic book, and it's black owned.
One nation.
Uh, yeah,
One
One Nation.
nation.
I actually shared them on
One nation. Got you.
yeah,
Okay.
I
I had
actually
to
shared
take
a
a
promo.
second. Like, all right, cool. Got
Actually,
you.
there's the animation
Okay.
right there. He's the author of a black slash comic book slash manga, creating his own like story, his own universe.
That's
So
fire.
if you find it interesting to connect with him or have him as a connection,
I'm
we can
down.
introduce you. Okay.
I'm down for that. I've really been trying to get my foot into animation for the
Okay.
longest, as far as just sound wise, and if I could do a voiceover. Like if I could do
Okay.
something, if I can do something that comes with that, I'll
I can see
be
that.
I'll be ecstatic.
Okay. And to add on to that, do you have a character in mind that you would always think you like, you wanted to like voice over or
Um, it'll probably be it'll probably be like a person. It'll be a character that's close to like Shikamaru.
okay.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? That
I
just
could see
I connect with him so much. So that'll be it.
that.
If
Okay.
there's a character
I could
like
see
that and that kind of premise, then yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, any character. It's just being in it and just making it happen.
I could see I can even see you playing I'm not sure you ever watched Full Metal Alchemist.
I've seen like pieces of it. I didn't watch all of it though. Like I
Uh
seen the earlier versions when it was on VH1.
oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Time.
they. Know what I'm saying? Like, know what I'm saying? People don't know about that. Like it used to be
mm
on VH1 with all the other anime. So
mm
that's like probably the last time I was really deep into it.
Okay. Uh okay. Bringing on the next collaboration. Shout out to Mason Ladder since you are talking about animation.
Yeah,
This guy is actually skilled in 2D animating. So, he
fire,
do logos, he work
fire.
on animated visuals and animated music videos as well. So we have
Oh
someone that
yeah,
we can recommend to you.
oh, that'd be fire. Cause I've been looking to do some 2D anime for like a music video, something
Okay.
fly, something crazy.
Okay.
Oh
All right.
god,
I'm gonna send you their links after the podcast. Our third collaboration that we have, shout out to Jet Production. They make short action films. So
You said Jet Production.
yeah, Jet Production.
That sound familiar.
You probably seen them because I posted them.
Yeah.
Uh, and their promo definitely pop up a couple times over here. Um, uh, but yeah, Jet Production, they make short action films and they looking to collaborate with artists, not just using our music for soundtracks over their films, but even, collaborating with y'all to create an action music video
Oh,
as
that's
well.
fire. That's fire. Jet
Oh,
Productions. Just look. I'm
yeah.
looking at it now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you haven't noticed, your promo will actually pop up too.
Yeah, I seen it a couple times.
Okay.
It threw me
Okay.
off. I'm like, oh, look at me playing the guitar.
Yeah,
Look at
I
this
thought that
guy
shit would be
thinking.
fire.
No, it was.
Um,
It was. I appreciate it.
much
It threw
love.
me off though, cause I'm like, oh, there I go. All right, bet.
And going forward, this is our way to show love and constantly like shout y'all and other people podcasts as well.
No,
So,
I appreciate that, cause I'm very vice versa on that. Like just spreading as much love as possible. I mean,
hmm
I don't really. The last thing I think about is gaining anything from it. It's like we need to build some type of community,
yeah, I
and
agree.
if I have somebody who's able to do something, then hey, you go over here because I know him and he'll get you right, and that's a starting point for you. Like,
I agree.
yeah,
So,
that's how I am.
and even with our conversation, like, we was just one, we both have our perspective.
For
I
sure.
don't think, either one of us is right over wrong or the other,
It's
but
it's
I
a
think
res-
it adds,
it's a respective perspectives,
yeah,
man. I don't really
yeah.
I'm not real big
Oh
on
no, no,
well
I had to
who's
point this
right.
out to the audience. I
Oh,
had to
okay.
point that out. Because they're not used to that. People
Yeah,
having their own, opinion and coming together. Um,
it's
so
okay.
even with that, like going off what you saying, like I definitely agree with you. Especially when it comes to our community, we definitely have to take responsibility.
For sure.
Especially like there's no reason for you to be having kids, and you're not going to, give them the tools to supply, be, leaders, doctors, or whatever.
Right.
Um, and our last collaboration that we have. Uh, Shout out to God, Black God's Comics. Not only he's a comic book artist, but you heard him?
Black guys. Okay, so did they? I might be wrong. I might be wrong. It might be another one that I'm thinking of. Um, they was. Yeah, this might be wrong because there was another comic book they was working on. There was, I don't know the name. I think it was Black Gods, but they had what's his name, Eddie Griffin or somebody. I don't know, man. There was another like anime that was, or comic
Mm,
book that was happening, and Eddie Griffin
mm.
was a part of it.
Oh
But
shit.
yeah,
Um,
there's so much happening
yeah,
with anime and comic
yeah,
books right now. Like it's
yeah.
beautiful.
Uh, Not sure if that's him or not, but that probably maybe. But uh, or you might be thinking of Black Panther.
More than likely, More than
Okay.
likely. I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know.
but Black Guy's comic, not only he got his own comic book series going on, but he's also a freelancer as
Okay.
well. So he's looking to, work to expand. So if that's somebody that you're interested to collaborate with or you want to connect with. Oh,
Man,
he's a
I'm
battle
looking.
rapper too. He's an artist. So he's multi-talented.
Listen, I'm looking to expand.
Okay.
And if that's what's aligning with me, then I'm all for it.
Okay.
Like I'm all for it.
Okay.
I'm willing to
And
go. I'm about going places that I'm wanted. You know what I mean? So
I like it.
yeah, that's
Uh,
that's just me.
what we start doing as well on this platform, we be starting up our own music label.
Okay.
Uh, we looking our music label is just going to be simply gathering talents to create music around themes and challenges.
Okay.
Uh, uh, so for example, like mixing like horror with like Valentine's, we would just gather artists to come together, be creative around the theme and challenge, and make a song.
That's fire.
Uh, but by music label, not in the sense of like signing a contract or me managing y'all and all that. No.
And I get what you're
Uh,
saying. I
yeah.
get what you're saying.
Yeah, we just want to create soundtracks and put challenges out there uh, to get people invested to come together and make music. So if that's
It's
something you're
more so
interested
like
in.
it's more so like a collective.
Yeah,
I got you.
yeah.
I
So
got you.
if that's something that you're interested in, I'll keep it up.
You just keep me updated on whatever, like whatever. I'm
Okay,
always in the creative process, so whatever it is, wherever I can help, let's just
okay,
make it happen. If I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. Know what I mean?
okay. Good. Um, yeah, that's all the collaboration that we have. But I will send you their information after this show. But I do recommend to use you could use our platform just to check to see if you want to collaborate or you like any artists that we post. We post about 3 to 4 a week. Right now we already I think we post about 180 talents so
Sheesh.
far. So you already got 180 people that you can like scroll through, and we do
That's
rock, hip hop, jazz, whatever talents that's out there,
that's fire. It's
film
fire.
directors. Um, we started expanding into like YouTube reactors, etc.
That's fire. Man, I'm gonna have to go through it. I'm gonna have to take a day and just scroll and figure it out. Cause I'm always looking for new talent and new people to work with. So it's
No.
like I'm always on the search. So I'm glad that you have this platform. So it's all right there instead of me
hmm
just kind of scrolling and nah, that that
hmm
that works.
And actually, when you check our older work too, Spotify made changes. So before, literally like 2, 3 months before, now we was actually this was just audio,
Hmm.
and even though it was just audio, we didn't have the option of video, but we did have the option of sharing the artist's music that was on Spotify.
Right.
So not only people get to listen to your music, we will also have other artists that we previously worked before you, and then make your own personal like playlist for you to so if you were to come back and listen, and you would listen to your music and other artists that we find that similar. Never thought
Hmm.
that would be a good match.
That's dope.
Um, and then you would get the interview. So
Mm.
you would actually see that in our older work. So you would actually get to preview some of their music as well
Okay.
and other artists.
Okay. See how that helps me out even more because
hmm
I'll be able to gauge what I'm trying to find. So that's
hmm
perfect. That man, easy. Made that very easy. Thank
hmm
you.
No
Thank you.
problem.
Word.
No problem.
That's on
Uh,
behalf of me and the other artists. Thank you.
no problem. That's what we do. Especially, man, we've been finding a lot of talent. Like y'all all, like even listen to your music. I don't even necessarily have a bad song that I listened to yet. Uh, but so far, just going through your catalog, is either it's grown on me or I got a couple favorites.
Yeah,
Um, so,
it's a lot. It's a
hmm
lot. Sometimes I'll be forgetting how much I got.
so like just look like
Man.
listening to your music, and we always do our first interview just being a listener.
Yep.
We don't want to try to come in with any judge or try because we trying to understand your art. So
Mm.
we never try to come to the place of like, oh, we understand your music. We don't think this will sell. No, we always come from it like, trying to understand what inspired us, what is your art. Um, so, doing it for about a year now, uh, uh, I would definitely say like I don't think we found one bad talent yet. Um, no,
That's
in a certain
fire.
sense. Yeah.
I
Uh,
mean,
yeah.
it's fire. It's fire.
So so we definitely looking to expand off artists around rock, hip hop, or even dive into some people that are making their own films or etc. That's what we do to connect, to make this home for y'all.
Yeah, that sounds like such a you make it sound like a home base. Like, all right, well, we have this and this all here for you. You just got to scroll and find them,
Hmm.
literally, and that's beautiful because it makes it so much easier to find people to collaborate with.
Hey,
So yeah, I appreciate that.
hey, because when I was first starting this shit off, I was like, damn, how can I make this convenient?
Yeah, this
I
should
think
be
this
this should
sound
be
cool.
hard.
I think no, no, and just going back to our earlier conversation, like why people should like, dive into like one, entertainment. People forget how important entertainment is to run a country. You
Right.
cannot run any country if you don't got no entertainment. Who's gonna
Yeah.
stay? Who's gonna defend and be ready to die for a country that's boring as shit?
Yeah, because if there was no party next door here, it would be kind of hard for me to be like, yeah, I like it here.
Yeah.
Like,
So
kind
so
of
we
hard.
need entertainment. Y'all benching entertainment. Like
Right.
especially, you know. So, it's y'all very important to the culture, very important to the country. Like we need y'all. So,
Right.
we should automatically be supporting entertainment.
That's how it
Um,
should be. That's how it
mm,
should be. But it
mm,
ain't it ain't always gonna go the way that we want it to go. You know what I mean? So
no, I feel
some,
you.
you know what I mean. So sometimes it's just
Feel it.
sometimes you gotta bite the bullet and just do what you can with what you got.
Mm. So when it comes to talent, now, they can hear it directly from you. What talent are you looking
Man, I'm looking for artists who are experimenting with their own sound and trying to break that barrier. Sort of like man, just wanting to grow and just make bigger music instead of just wash and rinse kind of thing, like over and over and over, same cycle kind of music. Like, let's expand and do some other shit.
for?
Like, let's
Mm.
see, let's see what else we can make, because I'm looking for artists who aren't looking to limit themselves.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing, because I'm very big on not limiting myself, especially in this area.
Mm.
So it could be any genre, honestly. I just want to try it
Okay.
out.
So you looking for artists that, not only push you to your limits, but constantly pushing yourself to the limits.
Yeah,
Mm.
holding each other accountable, especially when it comes to making new music. Like,
Okay.
we have some sort of responsibility to make something new if we're gonna be in this lane. If we don't make anything new, then what we doing? What are we doing?
Okay. I respect that. Um, never said it.
Jet Production got my attention because that animation they just had was fire.
Yeah. Actually, Mason Neelander, the 2D animator that I recommend,
Word.
he made that.
Yeah, you got my attention.
All right,
That's
good.
fire.
I'll let him know. Um, so are there any other talents that you're looking for, like YouTube reactors or
Yeah, I
producer?
mean, for me, it'd be man,
Like I said, you can speak it out in existence and
I
let
know that's
people.
what that's what
Mm,
I'm thinking. Definitely animation for sure.
okay.
Just because, I mean, that was like my second baby. I went to college for graphic design, so
Oh,
I got my yeah, like, I got my hands in a lot of things that I want to be a part of. So
okay.
you bringing up the comic book animation, bro, I'm all for that right now. Cause
Okay.
that way I could just tie it all in and make it something. I don't know what, but make it something. Just making something like that.
And for you, what do you still dabble within graphic design?
Yeah. I've done a couple of some cover art. Um, what else I've done? Right now, I'm working on. I probably could show it. Let me see. Because I'm working on my next single cover art right now, and let me see if I can find a photo of it, just so there's a visible. Oh yeah, so boom, so I drew this.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's hard to focus. It's hard to focus right
Mm,
now, but that's what I drew. I drew that, and I've really been in it heavy.
okay.
Let me
And
see.
when it comes
Couple
to
couple other things too. Like I really just been doing it, just getting back into it.
and so when it comes to graphic designs, is it
Mhm.
what you mainly use it for? If you don't mind me asking. I see you brought
Um,
it up. Cover arts.
Cover art, really just a concept as far as
Mm,
what I'm trying to lay out, because I used to not even used to, not too long ago, I was using Blender to make like short animations with some of the stuff that I was drawing. So things like that,
mm,
just trying new things, bro. I can't even lie. Just
okay.
trying things and expanding my artistic palette.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't even use it for stuff, but I'm just trying and just doing what I do.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Uh, Here's a bonus one. I'm not sure you heard of them. G Factor World.
Mm-mm.
They got their own like 2D cartoon animation going on, but they also create their own comic book as well.
Fire.
Uh, but I know they're working on creating their own toys and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I also recommend them. I can see their work.
Send it all through, cause
Okay.
send it all through, cause that lane is so enticing right now. Because I just
Mm,
want to be in that. Like, oh, if I can get in here and do, I don't know
mm,
how I'm gonna help, but if I can
mm.
help, I'm with it.
I mean, shit, you can already get in there, being an artist. Your
Yeah,
music you use as a soundtrack.
yeah, but
Uh,
I mean, I want to do more than just that. I mean,
no, no, I'm
I'm,
just saying, like,
I mean,
you just being an artist can already get you in there. Like, your
right,
music could be used for a soundtrack. So that already
right.
gets you in the door for film, ads, you
That'd be
know,
fire. That'd be
etc. So
fire.
your music already could get you in the door. Same thing, like, for example, like, uh, I do have plans to dabble into music, but
Mm-hmm.
for right now, my main focus is the podcast. But
Right,
since I'm collaborating with talent that just so happen to be musicians, it already getting me in the door.
right.
Same thing
It's
with like film directors and shit. It's already getting me in the door, just by me collaborating with them. So it's the same thing with your
yeah.
music.
Yeah, music has gotten me into a lot of doors, especially in places that I didn't expect to be in. But it's like, oh,
Mm,
you make music, but then I'm there for something else. It's like, okay, cool.
mm,
Like that's my way of getting my foot in the door creatively. Then cool, I'm gonna use it. So I'm already knowing.
mm. Especially since you got some skills in graphic design as well.
Yeah, like
Mm.
that's a talent that I didn't know that I was gonna need, but it definitely gets me indoors and it makes me some money. So it's cool.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, it's a win
Uh,
win.
Let me see. And checking out your music. Give me a second. I have about one, two, three, four, five, six, seven,
Yeah,
eight,
sound about right.
eight songs that
Yeah,
stand
sound
out to
about
me
right.
being a first time listener out of 17. I listened to 17 songs out of your catalog so far. And out of the 17, 8 stand
Nice.
out. Let me see. One, two,
That's good.
four.
Even if one
I
stand
got
out,
four
that's
songs that's growing on me. So the songs that standing out to me is Unbothered,
yeah. Yeah.
Part of the Game,
Part of the game's fire.
Black Rose Family,
Bussin'.
Way Back Home.
Ooh, you like way back home?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
180. Is it 180Z?
18 ounces.
18 ounces. Okay.
Yep, 18 ounces.
And let me see. Dying Wish,
Mm-hmm.
Active, and No More Hooks.
No more hooks. Yeah.
The
That
songs
is good.
that's grown on me is Dragon Blood Stage,
Yep.
Switching,
Switching? Where? Oh yeah, switching is fire. I just
Roses,
dropped that. Which one? With Lakeith Rashad.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
and
Makes
City
sense.
Limits.
City Limits.
Yeah,
Word.
yeah.
Wow. Oh
It's
my
growing on
God.
me. The more I
Nah.
listen to it,
That's wow. That's what is that? Southside etiquette or collision? That's Southside etiquette. Jesus Christ.
it's
That was
growing on me.
dope. I mean,
That's
hey, cool.
like I
Like,
said, and I'm just judging it from being a listener. This is the music that I personally, vibe to. Um, and being a first time listeners, uh, those songs stand out to me or growing up. I know if the more I listen to it, it could probably
yeah.
be my favorite. But the other ones have more, stand out to me. And I'm a sucker for hooks as well. So,
I do pretty well with hooks, so I'm not that bad at hooks. But City Limits though, that's the one that's throwing me off. It's like I haven't heard somebody say that or even mention City Limits.
oh, for real.
I swear to God, like that's because City Limits is fire to me, just because I made it and just for the time that I made it. But now that I've grown musically, it's like okay, like we got past that. But to hear you be like, nah, City Limits is kind of growing on me. It's like, all right then, cool.
Yeah,
Even
I
if you
think
say, even if you
it's a
said one
decent
song,
song.
I think that would have just been, I would have been grateful. Either
Mm.
way, I mean, one song is enough.
I mean, shit. We put your music on rotation for about an hour before you come onto the podcast. Let me just, vibe to your music. Uh, and that's something I like to do, just like having that first time experience.
Yeah,
Before y'all come onto the podcast, just like listen to your music, seeing what your art is about. Um, and then, just get the question and, just to figure out like how you go about, creating your art, your music.
oh, I like that. I like that. That's a good way to like really introduce it, really get an introduction to the artist. So I like that. It's a great
Much
way to
love.
do it.
Much love.
Yeah, much love to you for even taking the time to listen.
And
Real.
I'm curious for Dragon Blood Sage.
Yup.
Uh, like I said, I was just being a listener this time, but you're welcome to promote it any way you like. But I'm curious how this song came to be.
Um. So in my studio, uh, I was just kind of looking outside. Like this was when my desk was facing my window, and a lot of my inspiration comes from just being around nature and just looking at it and seeing how it's operating. And I just remember looking outside. I'm going through loops. Like I'm just going through them, and none of them are hitting. Like none of these are hitting. I don't want to make no music right now for some odd reason. And a big thing for me is a red cardinal, because that stands for something for me. So I got to the loop of Dragon Blood Sage, and I was about to pass it, but then the red cardinal kind of flew by my window and sat there. And I'm
Mm,
like, "You like this?" And it just stayed. So I'm like, "Okay." I'm playing it, and the whole time it's playing, the cardinal's not moving. So I'm like, "All right, this is what we doing. Like, this is what I need to do." And I'm just bopping, vibing, and then whatever just kind of came out. It was like, this is what I need to say. This is what the universe telling me to say. Cool, then this is what's coming out.
that's dope.
That's how that came to be. But I sat on that song for some months because a part of me was like, this song is not finished. And
Mm,
I just had my verse, and then the rest of it was just tail end. But then I ended up meeting some new people, and I start hearing their voices. I'm like, I feel like you might sound good on this. And I'm playing the beat for them, and they like, oh yeah, let me get that. And
mm.
that's how it came to be. So divine timing, nature, and a red cardinal. That's how it happened.
So I'm curious about two things.
Mm.
One, what's your favorite part of the song? And then two, how long will you let a song sit?
Favorite part of the song would have to be the transitions,
Mm,
because the transitions are so seamless. Because okay, when I gave both of my homies a song, they didn't hear the other person's verse. They just heard my verse.
Mm.
So they were going off of how I was responding. And uh Mav Hardy, he went second, but he flowed so well. It was like a seamless conversation. And as they're speaking, I'm like, it sounds like we back in the whip. Like just how we used to do as kids, just rolling one, blowing one down, putting on some beats and just freestyling, even if it's just for fun. And I'm listening to how they responding, and it's like, oh, it's like we all having this conversation at once, but y'all didn't even hear each other's responses, but it just naturally
Mm.
happened. So that's how, like, that's my favorite part is how cohesive everything sounds.
That's dope.
Yeah, yeah, that was the one.
Okay. And and I'm curious, how long will you let a song sit?
Um, Honestly, as long as it need to, like, if my spirit is saying no, not right now, then no, not right now. There's still work to do on it, so I'll let it sit for some months, even a year, until I'm
Okay.
like, all right, now is the time. Because
No.
I'm guided by the universe. If it's meant to be, bet we put it out. If not, then we just gonna let it be for a second.
No respect.
Word.
Um, and for you, out out of the songs uh, that's out right now,
Mm-hmm.
is that the longest one that been sitting? Blood
Dragon
Sage?
Dragon Blood
Yeah,
Sage.
Dragon Blood Sage.
God no. Um, the one that sat for the longest would have to be. It might be switching.
Mm.
Yeah, switching might have sat for a minute. Yeah,
No,
that was like a year and some change.
no problem.
Almost 2 years. Because it was like around the time that I first got down here. So I got down here 3 years ago. So about 2 years. I let that one sit. Because it just didn't feel right
Wait,
yet.
you produce as well.
Yep.
Shit. You're a
Yeah,
multi-talented
yeah.
artist for sure.
A
You're
lot of those
damn near a
songs.
whole package.
Yeah, a lot of those songs that you said I self produced. So yeah,
Okay,
word.
okay.
Black
So,
Rose
so
Family,
since
word. A
okay,
lot of them.
okay. And you mostly produce for yourself, or do you produce for others as
Um, I will produce for others if I like the way they sound.
well? Okay.
Yeah, like I respect my beats way too much.
Okay.
Like that sounds so, I don't even know how that sound, but
No, I respect. Well,
yeah.
from somebody that's also, I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the mindset of creating art for yourself,
Yep.
but
Yep.
you just happen to showcase it to the world instead of creating the art for the
Exactly.
world.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like
No, I can respect
I've worked with this artist, Lachey. She's from London, and I already had the song done. And I'm like, I need a singer, and I went through like I don't even know how many singers. I'm like, they just not hitting. But as soon as
that.
I heard her voice, I'm like, oh yeah, it's you. You supposed to be on here.
Okay.
And after that, I produced like a couple tracks, like a couple beats for her. Like, hey, I know your voice now. Your voice is an instrument, so I know how to pair it up with certain things. Here you go. Each time they out of there. Each time. So I'll produce for other artists. It just depends on if I'm feeling how you vibe. Like, honestly.
I'm curious. Your catalog so far. Um, what is your most challenging song from your perspective?
It would be most challenging would be The Creator from my most recent project, The Sounds of Levi.
Mm.
Because I'm traveling through staying lyrical, expressing what I need to express properly in order to get my message through, while also mapping out how I compare myself in this stage to my father's stage when he was coming up as an artist, and connecting the dots
Mm.
as to how we're similar, the similarities and differences, and what things are different, while also working with the same BPM for the beat switch up and key, and making it sound cohesive to my voice. That was the most challenge. That was so challenging because it was a lot of like intricate things that I was working on. Like, it's not just putting the
Mm.
beat on for me. Like, I need to make sure this is mapped together properly. So that was the most challenging one. The creator. Word.
No. And your father was a artist as well?
Yeah, he was a guitarist, and
Interesting.
he worked in a couple bands. The J Project, Brown Skins, and he played for Kirk Franklin. So
Mm.
so there was like, it was a couple. He was nice. I ain't gonna lie, man was nice. It was just ugh. With an artist,
Mm.
sometimes with an artist, there's a lot of things about their past that you don't really see until
Mm.
things, you know, life happens. So
Mm.
word. But
Okay.
as a music artist, immaculate.
Uh, if you don't mind me asking, uh, did you, is your father still around?
Now he
No.
passed in, what was it, 2015? 2015, yeah.
Okay.
Word.
If he were around, I'm curious on two things.
Mm.
How your music, how your catalog so far, what song would you like to showcase to him? And will you ever work with him to make music?
God, yes. Oh my God. Um, it would be Love You Crazy. If he was around, that'd be the song that I'll show him because it's so funky. Oh,
Mm.
it's so funky and it's so fly. Um, Love You Crazy, and if I could work with him, absolutely, because I know that he will be happy to do it. Just off the strength of me being like, yo, I need you on this song. Like, I need you to hit like a couple licks for me.
Mm.
So yeah, that'd be fly. Like, I've
Okay.
tried. Don't get me wrong though. I've tried to like make that happen. As far as like his old stuff, like let me see if I can find like a sample or something just to see if I can make it happen.
Mm.
But yeah, if he was here, yeah, I'll definitely work with him.
No. Shout
Sure.
out to
Or that'd have been fly.
let me see. Unbothered. This is the song that I said was my favorite. Um, you want to tell me about how that song came to be?
I'm trying to remember how I'm about to go. I'm gonna get money forever. Me and my okay, so okay, boom. So I was in my apartment, me and my lady, just back in my apartment, back in Syracuse, and for some reason I was in the midst of, I think I just finished, I might have finished up Never Ending Story. I might have finished up Never Ending Story. So finished up my project Never Ending Story, and I'm like, I need to put out some new music, and I'm like, I want to excuse me, I want to make something that's like fly, that I could bounce to, and that I enjoy, and it just get me riled up. And I remember just going through Arcade. Shout out to Arcade because the amount of sounds they got is crazy. But I remember hearing the vocals. It's that ooh. I'm like, oh, this is kind of fly. Okay, so how I'm gonna make it bounce? And I just remember having my keyboard that I eventually broke being goofy, just playing with
Mm.
sounds. And Shorty walk in. She like, what's that? I'm like, this is a new track that I'm working on. She like, at first it was slow. Like at first it had like a little slow bounce, but she like, nah, you need to speed it up a little bit. So speeding it up, she like, nah, just a little faster. After a while, I'm like, okay. And then I'm just bouncing, and then we just kind of looking at each other like, yeah, this gonna slap, and that's how that happened. Like, oh,
Okay.
this go hard, this go hard. We just
Okay.
bopping, having a good time. But yeah, that's how that came. That's how that came about.
Yeah, I'm curious. Have you gotten a chance to perform live?
Absolutely. Like, the song.
No. No. I'm just curious. Have you performed live?
Oh yeah. So yeah. I've done 3 tours. um, God, I just recently did a show down here. Um, if you go through my TikTok, you'll be able to see a couple clips from it. But yeah, I love performing live. When I'm live, it's over with. I'm shutting down the whole thing.
Okay.
That's not just to
And
pat myself on the back, but I'm more of an interacting kind of entertainment. Like, I'm getting everybody involved.
mm, and
Yeah.
how has your experience been? You mind telling us a bit of your experience performing live, and how long you been doing it?
7 years.
7 years.
7 years.
Congratulations.
No, I appreciate that. It's been hard, but um it's been challenging, man. It's been challenging because you learn so much about yourself,
Mm,
especially when you on stage, and sometimes you be by yourself. Sometimes you gotta go there without nobody, no team, or other times you go with your people. But when you on that stage, you gotta remember that you are there to entertain. And I've learned to be like, all right, I gotta separate my emotions from feeling some type of way, because early on I'm like, bro, ain't nobody really here. Like, I don't really want to do this. I mean, ain't nobody here. But then after a while, you start to learn the value of just one person being in a room,
mm,
and how well that can go for you. And one thing that I really keep in the back of my mind is a quote from School of Rock. It's one great rock show can change the world. And that's always on my mind, especially when I do a show. It could be
mm.
15, 1,500, 15,000. If there's somebody in the room, that one show can change so much in an instant. So that's been, yeah, that's how I navigate it. It's been a challenge,
Uh,
but it's been great.
Shout out to that. And do you have a memorable moment performing?
Yes. So the first time I started my Hello World, Hello Levi, I did 2 shows in the same night. I did I did a show at this spot called the Salt Space back in Syracuse. Did that show, first show. I'm like, all right, cool, this went well. But my homeboy hit me, and he's like, yo, Levi, you gotta come out to this college party. Like, I want you to come perform real quick. So I'm like, I just got done doing the show, bro. I'm kind of tired. He like, nah, just come do one song. So I'm like, all right, bet. So it's in the basement, and it really changed my mind about where shows are being held and the things that happen. But
Mm,
the first show was at a big venue, like huge, a lot of people, but it was like it's mad people, it's big, whatever. But I go down to this basement in this college house, and it's packed up, wall to wall, hot, steaming. It's a lot going on. But I get down there, my homie Zach G called me. He like, listen, my boy Levi here, come up here, cause I think we just got off tour, and he like, come up here, come perform. I'm like, all right, bet. So as the song's starting to play, and it's the song that I'm performing is Black Rose Family, so
mm.
start booming, bass jumping, everybody lit too, and I'm like, all right, we vibing, I'm performing, going crazy. I'm like, this is really where it's at right now. I'm glad I came here. So that at that point, I'm like, let me do a little interacting. I'm like, hello world. They like, hello Levi. I'm like, oh, I like how that sound. I'm just doing that, just jumping back and forth. Hello world, hello Levi, and just jumping across. And my boy Zach G just kind of looking at me like, whoa, I think he might have started something. And I'm like, like, I don't know. I'm glad you called me
Mm,
though. But that was like a key moment in performing, just because that was the first time I ever did anything like that. And then from then on, it was just everything was just up. So that was a key moment. Shout out to my boy Zach G for
Shout
real.
out to and that does sound like a dope ass performance.
It was
Uh,
fire.
mhm. And after that, what how did that change your perception? Like, do you think performing inside is
It's not about the venue.
okay?
It's
Is
about
the
it's about how you interact with the people there at the venue.
okay?
Because the venue is just a holding space, but you are the person who's controlling the energy that's in there. So as long as you go in with the intent to have a good time, you will have a good time no matter how many people in there or where the venue's at. That's one thing
Oh,
I learned.
all right. And when it came out of your experience so far, uh, what's some of your favorite songs that you enjoy performing compared to the crowd favorite?
Man, um, my favorite song probably 96 Cuban Links
Mm,
because it's boom bap, but at the same time, like I really get to talk my shit. Like I really just kind of get in my bag, get into my zone, and let the people hear what I'm saying. Like I'm speaking real life and affirmations, not only into myself but the people who listening. Like yeah, you could get this too. Like just caught my crib in ATL. I got my bag up, sitting on my porch. I'm sipping tea while I roll the spliff. Like I'm just walking
mm,
through what I do in my life right now,
mm,
and it's like people are listening. Like, that sound kind of dope to be sitting on your porch and sipping tea and rolling the spliff. Fantastic. And it's
mm.
sunny out. Like, it's painting that picture for people. So that's definitely my favorite.
Okay.
Words
And
fly.
how about the crowd? Do they do they have a particular favorite?
Dying Wish.
Starting with?
Dying Wish is always in rotation just because of how affirming it is and just just the energy of the song. Like that's really what it's about. Like the energy and what I'm speaking about. Me being honest, like, bro, I really want to be respected in all of this at the end of the day.
No.
And I'm doing my best to do so. And when I pass, I just hope that that's what it is.
I think you definitely got the talent. I think you definitely gonna get your flowers.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
and just hearing you speak about your experience and everything, I'm curious. Do you do any like behind the scenes?
As far as like visuals and stuff like that.
You remember like MTV during the the golden days?
Kinda, not really. Like I try to keep that close to
Just in the
home.
sense this is like to showcase what it takes to be an artist. So like you
Oh,
going on road trips,
um
you working on your craft.
sometimes it depends.
Okay.
I think the last one I did a real behind the scenes was our tour footage for the Black Rose Family Tour. But we ain't
Okay.
even put it out yet. Like we've been sitting on
Smart.
that. I think that's the longest
Smart.
I sat on anything.
Smart. So, the
Yeah.
reason why I brought that up is like just even hearing the passion that you have for it and the love that you have, for this. I think you would definitely be interested in. I think that one, just like you're doing right now, remember highlights you collect over the years, save that up, chop it up. That's a film. That's merch.
Yeah. That's literally what I'm doing. Like that's why we sitting on the Black Rose Family Tour behind the scenes footage. Like there was a lot of things that happened that people don't know. There was a lot of struggle that was happening, but it's also a key point, and you see the change in each artist that was there. Like
Mm,
even the team that was there. So that's why we sitting on that and just waiting. We need
shout
to
out,
sit down and go over the footage, but it's so much.
shout out to that. I'm definitely looking. Like I said, very entertaining to hear, and just to hear the passion that you have for that. I think your music definitely can speak for itself. Uh, just to know that you got other talents, and we didn't even get to hear, a bit of your experience, dabbling into playing instruments.
It's cool. I mean, you'll figure it out later on in the years when all the
Mm-hmm.
footage come together.
Mm-hmm.
For now, it's just enjoy what's happening.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
So
just
just to
enjoy it.
so just to hear, all bits of this and just to hear that, um, respectable guy, carefree, creative being. Um, I definitely said I could see people being entertained, just watching, whatever it takes to be in your shoes as an artist.
It's
Uh,
hard. It's
especially,
hard shoes.
especially just to get to hear your passion, your views, when it comes to your art. Uh, I think that definitely will be entertaining, and I think I definitely can see people willing to spend money on it. So,
Nah, I appreciate that, man.
mm,
I do. I really do.
especially, it capturing moments like you going at college parties and stuff, rocking out. Uh, that would definitely be a dope scene, or
There is footage of it. Like, there's
oh, it
footage
is
of it. Yeah, there is. I think I got like a couple clips somewhere. I just gotta
okay,
find them. But
okay.
it
So
was
like hey,
ridiculous.
hey, hey. See, like I said, I'm a businessman, so like even like saving up all these like highlights and stuff, in the long run, you already doing your own documentary. So, you know,
I'm
all
gonna
right.
talk to you about it because like I got the clips. Like, let's make it happen.
All
I'm
right,
really with
bet,
that though. I really
bet.
am. That's fly. I really would love that.
hmm So yeah, and you get to tell your own story. You don't have to worry about somebody else, painting your
Word.
own picture. hmm
I like that.
hmm So, journey your highlights. So nobody can ever talk shit like, oh, he only got here. He's a a plant.
Cap. It's cap.
Especially when you get that big blow up moment, like everybody, just seems to forget uh that you already been doing this for a couple years. They're gonna be like, oh, he's a new artist.
Yeah, like that's how I be
So
feeling sometimes.
yeah,
Like,
so
oh, you knew when you started. Like, bro, I've been in this
hmm
for like 7 years, just working ups and downs, figuring it out. But I've just been working.
hmm And I'm curious how your catalog. Uh, what song do you feel like people overlook?
What song gets overlooked the most?
hmm
It would be what song I feel like get overlooked the most? It would be, man, that's a good question. It would have to be Lost Souls featuring K-Mo.
Okay. You have a reason?
Yeah, just because that's like the first time anybody really hears me using a melody. So that's like the first time somebody hearing me sing a little bit,
No.
especially on the hook. So that's the reason why people don't expect it. But when you hear it, it's like, oh, I like it. I like it though. So I don't really. It is what it is.
hmm I respect that. Okay. Um. Yeah. All right. So, and what was the name of the song?
Lost Souls.
Lost Up. Okay.
Yep.
I'm definitely gonna see what that's about. You said you
It's
were
got
singing?
yeah a little bit.
No.
It's not too crazy, but
No.
it's like I got a little vibe going for
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Coming to the end. So, uh, to update you on the platform, like I said, this one will be a free trial. Uh, but if you would like to come back, there will be a fee, but we would do a rank it out of your catalog.
Okay.
So, we would rank it from the, a listener perspective, and then we would jot down and discuss each song, uh, you know, that you would like to, promote.
Okay.
But we would give you a chance to, to promote the song that, down the list of the line, and then we would have a favorite. I'll, listen to your whole song out of shuffle.
Okay.
Um, Also, those that subscribe to our platform, they get some benefits, such as getting your EP out early, but also you get to create your own ad on this platform.
Tough.
So,
That's tough.
such as, the Tiny Desk,
Yep.
we do a version, we have our own version of that, is y'all like self-recording, promoting your song, or like a
Okay.
self recording like performance.
Sort of what I do for the Rose Garden, my Rose Garden performance. I
Yeah,
got you. Okay.
yeah. So, be able to have that, mowing on all platforms such as Spotify, Apple, um, etc. Those that subscribe. So basically, subscribe to us. You could create your own ad on our platform and promote yourself.
Okay. All right. That sound dope. That sound dope.
But, um, before you go, shout out all your platforms. Shout out
Oh,
anybody that you want to put on, and then drop a
got you.
song out of your catalog you want the audience to tune
All right, boom. So once again, my name is Levi. Some people call me Levi the Jedi. I would like to shout out some very close people. First and foremost, before I even do that, Zach G, Nazi, PS, Trader Drummer, Naj, and who else? Miss Billy and Miss Huxtable.
to.
Great artists, amazing people. My handles are Levi the Jedi. One of my roses made me this. So it's at Levi the Jedi. It might be backwards, but at Levi the Jedi. Levii the Jedi. That's Levii the Jedi. And one song I want all the listeners to listen to is Switching, out now on all platforms.
Dope, dope.